Hi, today I would like to talk about perimeter and area. Perimeter has to do with finding the distance around something, and area has to do with finding the amount of space on a surface. Well, who's this guy? Now, I wanted to talk about Newton here, oh, there's Newton. I wonder who that guy is. You know, whenever you try to do something, you always seem to get interrupted by some strange character. Okay, let's say that Newton here has a TV screen. Now, of course, that TV screen has length represented by L and width represented by W. And let's say that you wanted to make a fancy formula representing the perimeter. So we have two L's and we have two W's, so we could say P equals 2L plus 2W. Now, area is represented by multiplying the length times the width. So here we have two fancy formulas. Now let's put in some values. Let's say that the length is 31 and the width is 13. So we put 31 in for L and 13 in for W. And we work that down and we'll find that P equals 88 inches. Now let's do the same thing for the area. Put 31 in for L and 13 in for W, and we work that out and we should get 403 square inches. It's saying that you have 403 little squares, 1 inch on the side, that will fit within the area of that screen. That's why we've got to say square inches. Now, I want to talk about a Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube has to do with a little toy thing there that you can turn around and get all the sides the same color, or different colors, like all blue or all yellow, that sort of thing, by turning the little mechanisms. Let's look at one side of a Rubik's Cube here, and since it's a cube, one side is a square. And let's say that, well, each side is B. So to make a fancy formula, a perimeter equals 4B. And let's say that it's 3 inches on a side. So we get 4 times 3, and so our perimeter is going to be 12 inches. Now, our area, since the sides are the same, we go length times width. We go B times B, which would give us B squared. So let's put a 3 in for B. So that's 3 times 3, 3 squared, 9 square inches. And you can actually see the area represented here by the squares. There's 9 little squares on the side of this Rubik's Cube. Okay, so let's practice here, and let's say we're working with some rectangles of different sizes here. In this case here, we have a length equals 5 meters and the width equals 3 meters. So we'll substitute in 5 for L and 3 for W, and we work that down. We get P equals 10 plus 6, and so the perimeter of this particular rectangle is 16 meters. Now let's do the area. So we put in 5 for L and 3 for W, and we'll come up with an area of 15 square meters for our area. The next one involves decimals. So let's put 2.5 in for the length and 1.5 in for the width. We're dealing with centimeters here. So we're going to get P equals 5 plus 3, and P equals 8 centimeters for the perimeter, the distance around this rectangle. Then doing the area, we're going to be multiplying 1.5 times 2.5, and we can pretend like we're multiplying 25 times 15, but we get 375. Then we have to move the decimal point over 2 places to the left, so we get 3.75 square centimeters. In this case here, we're dealing with fractions, so we're going to have length as 1/2 mile and width as 1/6 miles. So we put that in for L and W, 2 times a half is just going to be 1, and 2 times 1/6 is 2/6, which reduces to 1/3, so we get 4/3 miles. Now let's put in a half for L and 1/6 for W. Now remember, when you multiply fractions together, you got to multiply the numerators together and the denominators together, so we're going to get 1/12 square miles. This last case here has to do with a square picture frame. Just like with the Rubik's Cube here, all sides are going to be equal. Let's say it's x. So our fancy formula could be P equals 4x, and let's say that's 8 inches on a side, so we'll get P equals 4 times 8, and P equals 32 inches. Now the area is going to be an x times an x, or x squared. A equals x squared. And now let's put in 8 for x, and so 8 squared is just 64, or in this case we're going to get 64 square inches. Thank you.